Hello and welcome to Farmer's Kitchen. Hello, Mrs. Farmer.
How are you doing?
It's time to roll our sleeves up.
Oh, yes.
You know what? We didn't know what we're going to have for dinner. Well, we started talking about it last night. In fact, we went out to have a snack, late night snack.
That's right.
And we went to a little pub and we found a new friend.
We did.
I think you pronounce his name Masha. Nice
Very
guy.
nice.
Right here in town.
Watches the show.
Watches the show. And so he said, what are y'all cooking on the show? I said, man, we never know until the day of or the day before, or what we have in the refrigerator right now. So I said, well, we went to Nashville, and I wanted to really explore and try some different Nashville, the hot chicken.
Yeah.
And I wanted to look at it and smell it and taste it and maybe come home and try to formulate my own idea. It was, damp out and just one of those days, one of those nights. And I mentioned that to him. I said, would you rather us cook that, or would you rather me cook some minestrone soup? It just sounded good. Because I knew we had the ingredients for the most part.
Right.
He says, man, the soup. He said, do the soup. So we're doing this for him.
That's right.
So, Mrs. Farmer, if you will cut me up some carrots and onions, and I'll take that celery.
Do you want to peel?
Yeah, just hit a lick on the hide of them.
Peel them?
And then I'll get this celery going.
Or do you just want how big of pieces?
Oh, just little rings.
Normal?
Yeah.
All right.
Just little thin rings. We really wanted some good Italian food. And so I thought tonight, you know what, we'll do a chicken recipe, because we already bought the chicken. We really got to thinking about this Italian thing, and that's the way we're going tonight.
Sounds good. You've been singing all day. You can stop now. That's beautiful.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
When the
That's good.
moon hits your eye. All right, we're getting started. You know what? We're going to do, I don't know, half a cup of each. That's good on the carrots.
Good on the
I think we got
carrots?
enough carrots. And again, we're going to make enough of this for a couple days. And most of that onion,
Okay.
just fingernail size, as we like to say. So I'm going to go ahead and do our one pot dish here.
Okay.
Sauteing the bottom of this, just put some olive oil in there. Now, I like to look up the history on food, because, you're cooking a recipe and, you can't put this and that. And the tradition says that you can't do this and you can't do that. If it tastes good and you like it,
Do whatever you want. That's right.
tradition's out the window.
Yeah.
Can you put spaghetti in chili? Can you put any kind of pasta in chili? Well, you can put ice cream and potato chips in chili if it floats your boat.
That sounds really good.
But we're not going to do that tonight. But I looked up the history, and minestrone, way back, it was just basically a hearty vegetable soup, whatever you had.
Yeah.
Now, when Rome took over the world back in the 2nd century BC, all these other cultures and all these other foods started coming in. Later potatoes and tomatoes and so on and so forth. So it changed over the years. So then some people say, well, you can put potatoes in it, but you can't put this in it. You shouldn't put pasta in it. You should put pasta in it. You can have meat. You can't.
So you can do what you want.
You can put whatever you want.
Yeah.
But basically, we want this to have a very brothy, have some tomatoes in it. You can put tomatoes. You don't have to put tomatoes. I want some pasta in this.
Yeah, I do too.
So here's where we're going to go. All right, I think we got a little bit of sizzle going here. So I'm going to take some onions, carrots, and celery. I'm going to saute these up. Now, true to the origins of this particular recipe, we're going to use what we've got. Now, you could put cabbage in there. You could put beans, white beans, or...
You said potatoes, but no, some people do.
Some people do. We're not going to do potatoes. We're going to do pasta.
Okay.
Now, you could put any kind of white bean in here, a garbanzo bean. Some people do that. Some people don't.
But you got your trio going.
But when you think, what do you think about when you think about minestrone?
What do I think
Italian
about?
restaurant?
Yeah, Italian. A little bit of sausage maybe in it.
I was going to ask you that. Do you like your meat in some things? You don't?
I
What are you thinking tonight?
Well, I like how the flavor it brings. So I probably won't eat the meat as much like as you do. I like the veggies, but I like the...
I think for flavor, just to add
a really good
to the
flavor.
broth, I think it really does. When I think about Italian food, I think about that fennelly flavor. I think about basil, oregano. We're going to put a little bit of thyme in here. I really want that basil and oregano to just really, that sweet taste, I want it to really pop in there.
Where did we have this soup that I've seen this good make it? Where were
Wasn't
we?
that long ago, you were talking about,
Where were we?
we were at a restaurant and you wanted,
Yes.
that's the best motivation, to go out there and try different places, try different restaurants, see what you like. And we haven't had minestrone soup in a long, long time.
Oh, we were in the Keys at a restaurant, and
Is
they
that
made us
where it was?
panini sandwiches. Yes, I got soup.
Uh-huh.
That was good. And I said, "Oh, you need to make this."
That's exactly
It
right.
was really good.
And it really had a lot of fennel flavor in it.
It did.
So I'm just going to take this and get it all sauteed up nice. It releases the sugars and flavors and all this and softens it up a little bit because I don't want to wait all night for my soup. I want to eat,
No,
don't you?
I'm starving right now.
Now, we are sad because we haven't been cooking outside.
That's right.
Almost every time we pick a day that we're going to shoot, it's raining.
Right.
So we will get back outside as soon as we can. Okay, Mrs. Farmer, I'm going to do my same little trick over here.
Okay.
I'm going to have you press that garlic right over here on this side. And our minestrone,
Want a little bit more? I got some more here for you.
if you want to, that'd be fine.
Garlic is good.
So it's damp. It's just a soup kind of day.
Yes, it is.
So I want to thank our friend, because I was getting ready to do the Nashville chicken now. I'll be doing that before long because we went several different places and I was looking at the kids' food.
Yeah, that's some good food. Yum.
So far, so good,
Yeah, I
huh?
like it.
We're going to come back with some chicken broth. And I've got about 6 cups here.
Good base.
Good base. Now I want some tomato flavor, but I don't know if I want a whole lot of tomatoes in there actually.
Okay.
So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some tomato juice-ish stuff, and I can't remember the name of it.
Can't you?
But it's got several different vegetables, and I'm going to put some of that in.
Good idea. Cup of that.
Just a little bit of
So
that.
we're not using tomatoes. Those are just
We might in
those are
the
for
end,
looks. Okay.
but that'll give it a nice tomato
Yeah.
flavor, along with some other vegetables.
Looks like it's right already.
Can't remember the name of it.
Looks amazing.
I smell that already.
It smells really good.
Ooh. So we got a good start here. So now, here's what I've done. I've spread out in my dishes. I've got some thyme, I've got garlic, I've got salt, I've got fennel seeds, I've got basil, oregano, pepper, and basil pesto. You know what?
That's one of
That's
your
a
favorites.
good shortcut, and that's really going to give you some nice flavors.
Yeah.
That's all that is basil, oregano, some garlic.
That's amazing stuff.
And it gives you it's just a real quick and easy way to get those flavors that you want spread out through there. I'm going to add some oregano. I'm going to add some basil.
You're just going to pinch of each?
I'm going to do a pinch of each
All right.
until I get there. You may not like as much as we do. We like,
Yeah,
a,
we like a
lot.
lot.
We like it to really pop. Now our fennel seeds, I'm probably going to go, I don't know, half a teaspoon there. Now as you go along, you can add stuff, but you can't take it out.
That's right.
So you want to carefully go along. That basil pesto is such a quick,
Yeah.
short stop. It's such a good cheat.
That's good stuff.
I mean, you instantly get that flavor all through there. So that's got a pretty good start, Mrs. Farmer. I like where
Right.
we're going there. And Miss Farmer, I'm going to take this sausage, and if you
Right.
just want to cut that up into,
Like little thin pieces.
what do you think we need, 1 or 2?
Why don't you use them both?
We use them both?
Because I might eat a
I
couple.
like
Yeah, they're
the way you're
smelling kind of
thinking.
good.
I told you. That is going to release those flavors.
It's
that
going to make
sausage,
it so
that fat.
good. Make the juice so
It's
good.
going to really, really make that. I think you're going to be glad you wanted the
Yeah.
sausage. So I'm going to keep adding as I go along. Now that sausage is going to have some salt in it, so I'm not going to put too much salt in yet. Now earlier today, we were crying
That's right.
and weeping loudly because we couldn't cook outside.
That's right.
We wanted to do a bread recipe, obviously, and you ended up putting it together. And here, real quick, because we need to go outdoors, so let's step out and go up to the cabin real quick and make some bread. Now we're gonna make this bread inside tonight with a few changes, but here's the basic go-to recipe that we do when we're cooking outdoors, indoors, anywhere. So here's some cast iron cowboy bread. All right, here's the basic ingredients. It's really so simple. You got 2 cups, just white flour, and then some white wheat flour or some wheat flour. You're gonna need a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and a cup and a half of warm water. 2 3/4 teaspoons of yeast. I'm gonna come back and get that working with just a pinch of sugar. About a teaspoon of salt in here. Let that work. All right, now my yeast and water is set for 5 minutes. I'm gonna take my 3 cups of assorted flours and I'm just gonna gently mix them up. Very quickly, it becomes nice and doughy. Now I'm gonna take this, and the most lengthy part of the process is the rising of the flour. I'm gonna cover this, I'm gonna take it inside where it's a little bit warmer. I'm gonna let it set for about 4 hours.
All right. So our 4 hours has passed. Now we're gonna pull our dough out of here, and you're gonna see pretty quickly that we got some good looking dough right here. I'm not gonna do much to it. I'm just gonna work it a little bit. Now here's the part where you're probably thinking, okay, I've never cooked in a Dutch oven. If you're a pro, you know the deal. You can almost eyeball your coals and know exactly how much you have to have for 300 degrees, 350 degrees. In this case, we need about 425 degrees. So how do you do that? Well, look here at this book. The handy little lodge book tells you right here, Dutch oven cooking. This is a 12-inch. If I want a 425 degree temperature, which I do for bread, this is gonna cook about 40 minutes. And you can do this with coals from wood. It makes it a lot easier if you start out with charcoal briquettes. To get a 425 degree temperature, we need 10 on the bottom, 21 on the top, which we've done. I've also taken some lard and put in the bottom of that pan. Now I'm gonna take my dough, see how nice that looks? I'm gonna put it back in the bowl, and I'm gonna let it rise for another half hour. While we have that last half hour of dough to rise, that's when we get our pan preheated and ready to go. All right, the half hour has passed. We're gonna do one more little roll around here. We're gonna take our bread, get it in a nice little round shape, and we're gonna pop it directly in the pan. Here's our future bread. And we are good to go. Now keep an eye on your briquettes. If you see them burning down, you can replace them. Give that a bit. Now we'll go see what Nikki's doing in the kitchen.
You know, so many times we're cooking outside and people will ask, you know, how many briquettes does it take to get X amount of heat on top and bottom?
I never remember.
But you know what? There's charts out there that can tell you all that sort of thing.
Charts are wonderful. I like charts.
But just tonight, to prove, we got our cast iron right here.
We do.
Preheated our oven to 400. Now tell us, Mrs. Farm, if you will, what you did different.
What we did different, well, we did the basic with exactly like you did outside. The only thing is different, before I added the flour, you had the great idea, being it's Italian night, we did oregano, rosemary, and what was it? Basil.
Basil.
And we did a teaspoon of each of those, and I actually mixed that in with the yeast and the water.
You did
it. Yeah, and then I added the flour. So if you can see the bread here, it's got all the spices mixed in it. So
And
that
the
should
smell.
be so tasty.
You can't imagine when that comes out, putting
can't
some
wait.
butter on there.
I'm
And,
gonna eat half of it.
all right, now I tasted that, and you know what I need? It's a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt. Don't forget, that's gonna release.
Yeah.
That meat's gonna release
Did you put
the
pepper?
salt that's in there. And the other thing about cooking is, like we talk about, the more you do it, the more you learn, the more you know what goes with
Right.
what. We have an Italian themed show today, and I think you're gonna be very happy, Mrs. Farmer. All right, I think the oven's getting there.
Okay.
Let me open it for you.
Yes.
All right, so our chicken dish. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little bit of this. We're cheating now. What a quick way to achieve wonderful flavor.
Oh yeah.
And have that fresh taste there. It's almost like having fresh basil and
Yummy.
garlic. So then we're gonna just do that like that, Mrs. Farmer.
I'm excited to eat this.
I'm starving. You know what? You know what I get all the time?
Chicken parm.
I love chicken parm. I know it's like, okay, everybody does chicken parm. It's not that adventurous, but I love
I
it.
love it.
So we'll do a little salt, a little pepper. You know what? This might be a two-handed job.
Okay.
We're gonna put some cheese in this and roll it up.
So roll it like this with cheese. So how much cheese in each one?
Oh, a goodly amount.
Out there?
Now we're gonna flash fry this. We don't want it to sit there forever. We're gonna let it cook on the outside. We're gonna put it in a nice hot skillet.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a breading on it,
Okay.
flash fry it, and then put it in the oven with our marinara sauce.
Yummy. So I'm rolling like this.
Yep, get it,
All right.
get it as tight as you can. Beautiful, wonderful.
Ta-da.
Now, what I've got over here, whenever we're making a schnitzel or anything like that,
Yeah.
we've got 3 different things that we're gonna do here, 3 different steps. First of all, I just put some salt and pepper in my flour. I've got some panko here. Now what I'm gonna do with the panko is I'm gonna put those seasonings, a little oregano, a little basil, parsley for color, a little salt, a little pepper, some garlic. Let's get some garlic flavor in. What am I thinking? All right, I'm gonna mix that up just a little bit, but I want that to, when I put those in, I want that to peel up on that. So I'm gonna start with my flour.
Okay.
I got them out of order here. I'm gonna start with my flour,
Okay.
so I can pick that egg up. And then we have to have something for the panko to stick to, not only.
That's gonna be yummy.
Look at there.
I like it.
You kidding me?
I can't wait. Just lay it up on here till we're ready. Beautiful.
Next.
Next. These are like little chicken wrapped Parmesans. I like
Yeah, and
this.
you got your cheese already in it.
You are so creative.
But this is a quick and easy. We already got the oven on. Well, good thing we had double ovens because
Yeah.
it's taking up most of the space. Ready, Mrs. Farmer?
I am.
You want to place them for you? You want me to place them?
Go ahead. I'm excited about this.
I am too.
Can I help you? Oh, wow.
I'm going to be very careful. I'm hoping that egg is going to, even the cheese.
Oh,
Now I don't want to cook the fire out of them here.
what a great idea this was.
Now I thinned them out so I could get that done quickly, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm going to try to cook that a little bit on each side. I'm just kind of roll it over.
They're browning them nice.
Oh, are you excited?
I'm very excited because
Are you hungry?
I'm starving as always. You never feed me.
Cooking is fun. And the more you do it, the more different ideas you're going to come up with. Now again, I'm just going to brown this. I'm not trying to cook it completely because it's going to cook in the oven with our marinara. Do we have a marinara recipe? Oh, wait a minute. We just made spaghetti. So if you want to look at our site for all our recipes, they're out there to be found. See, I'm just turning those over and turning
Brown
them
them
over.
nice.
Oh. Now, we got our oven preheated to 400 degrees. So what do we do now, Mrs. Farmer? Oh, how about some marinara?
I like where you're going.
That little bit of olive oil in there won't hurt
Oh, that'll be
anything.
good.
Okay, look here, Mrs. Farmer. We got all this cheese here. We got to do something with
You
it,
gotta
right?
use it. Yes. Oh, I can't wait for this. Oh, it's like something you get in a fancy restaurant. I like it. I like it.
This is a fancy restaurant. It's
Oh,
called
that's
Farmer's
right.
Kitchen.
Oh, that's right.
If you want to take that, put it in our 400-degree oven. And I think this is already sitting in the bottom side. That's going to cook quick.
Right.
We're going to have a 400-degree oven. I would say 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
You should
it'll
be
be
good to
done.
go. Because that's really thin and I already cooked it pretty good. All right, now our soup. I just got to say it's
It's really good. I
very
snuck
dang
a taste
good.
too.
Now I had some cavatelli.
Okay.
It's a small pasta here.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna put, I don't know, I want pasta tonight, don't
I
you?
like pasta,
We're not gonna
yeah.
have it in our chicken, but we're
So
gonna
we
have
need
it
it in our soup. Yeah.
So this was for you, Mrs. Farmer. I know
Aw,
how
thank
much you
you.
love this. And
I
we
do.
had it the other day and it was okay, but I think we can do better.
You always make it better.
Aren't you glad that we cook and practice all
Mm-hmm.
the time? You can do the same thing. You hear people say, oh, I can't cook. Yes, you can. It is so easy. You see what we're doing? Nikki's smart, but I'm not that smart. And I still make stuff work.
That's right.
I'm gonna crank that up a little bit. It won't take but 10 or 15 minutes to get that up
All right.
where it needs to be. Now see how we've timed everything out?
Bread's
We
about
got
done.
15 minutes on the bread, 15 minutes on the chicken, 15 minutes on it, and guess what?
We're eating.
Chow time. Let's
Yay.
clean this mess up and eat.
All right.
Miss Farmer, let's bring that bread out.
It looks perfect.
Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna turn this oven off.
I'm gonna put some butter on that. What
Oh
do you
yeah.
think?
Oh yeah. Let that butter sink in. Now look how that came out. It's got the hard surface, like the old-fashioned bread.
I like it.
Let that sink in. You smell that?
I do.
This kitchen smells absolutely beautiful right now.
It does.
All right, so we got our butter on our bread.
Maybe a little more. Just let it sit on there.
Let's soak that up. Oh, I'm so excited. Now you could sprinkle a little garlic on there if you wanted
That's
to.
perfect.
All right, let's set that out of the way, Mrs. Farmer. Let's
right.
get our soup going here.
Oh,
All
yummy.
right, now I'm dipping up the
That's some thick stuff.
the
there.
good stuff.
That's good.
Now I like a thick soup.
Oh, I do too. That looks pretty amazing.
Look at there, Miss Farmer.
I like it.
Would you like a little cheese?
I would like cheese.
Since we have
of
some
course.
right over here.
Oh, it's too
Is that
pretty
not
to eat.
beautiful?
It's
Now,
too pretty to eat.
we both have to just come clean, Miss Farmer.
Okay.
We've been testing the soup. We know it's good. So we're gonna wait till the show's over. We want you to see the finished product. Look right there. Beautiful, wonderful.
Oh, wow.
That is
Looks
our
amazing.
minestrone soup here in Farmer's Kitchen. $1.85.
Wow, that's cheap.
For anybody who shows up in the next 3 minutes.
They get it for $1.85. I got a good time. Kelly's here.
You know what? Let's go ahead and have a little taste of it
taste
anyway,
it.
Miss Farmer.
I
It
wanna
just looks
taste
so
it.
good. I've been craving carrots here lately.
The broth is amazing. Wow. I'm gonna sit down and eat some of that.
That's beautiful.
That is really good.
I'm glad you went with me on the meat. I always ask
yeah,
you first.
it's a good flavor.
Oh, I just,
And you'll eat all the meat. You'll eat it right out of there.
All right, the bread's looking beautiful over there. It's almost chicken time. Look at this, Mrs. Farmer.
Oh my goodness.
It's absolutely done.
I'm so
It's
excited.
absolutely beautiful. I'm going to cut you one little piece.
All right.
You cut your piece off. I want you to try it. Oh, I'm so excited to eat that. Dip in a little marinara.
Do I get to try it?
You do. It's all you. Oh, it's cheesy, is it not? Mm-hmm. What do you think?
You did good.
I did good. I
You
like
did
it
really
when
good.
you say I do
You
good.
want to try some, or are you waiting?
You know what? I'm going to cut this bread. All right. Look here, Mrs. Farmer.
Oh my goodness.
Hot off the press.
Ah.
Why don't you cut that in half?
I will, and butter it up.
Butter it up, and we're gonna have dinner. Oh, tonight is really one of those nights I really do wish you could smell our kitchen. Does it not smell like Italian heaven?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful food we've cooked tonight. All right, you know what, Miss Farmer? Here's the scary part. It's a half hour.
Yes, it is.
Gone. Done.
It is.
But you know what? If you like the looks of these recipes and you want more, where would you get them?
I go to timfarmerscountrykitchen.com. I did today when I made the bread.
Do you know we have a bazillion
That's a big
recipes on
number.
there?
That's a huge
and
number.
how to do. People are watching our how to make a smokehouse, how to make sausages,
Right.
how to smoke cheese. All these how-to things are watching our friends with music. It's a wonderful thing. On the YouTube page, click subscribe. That way, if anything comes out new, it comes straight to you.
That's good.
And we want you to be our Facebook friend.
That's right.
But it is so difficult.
It is.
There's several mountain ranges you have to walk
Oh
through.
yeah.
What
Takes
do you
you
have to
forever.
do?
You hit like.
Whoa, that's all you gotta
I know.
do? That's
I
amazing.
know.
It's astounding. Just hit like, be
right.
our Facebook friend. And now, Mrs. Farmer, we're gonna chow. And
Yes, we
now
are.
we're gonna chow. That rhymes.
I like that. Now the chow.
You know what, Mrs. Farmer, it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and really good eats.
And I can't wait
Can we
till next
eat?
week with a brand new show from Farmer's Kitchen. We'll see you next week. Yes, we can eat.
I'm getting some plates.
Get them.